What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again for another Manchester City transfer video, where today I wanted to welcome Sverre Nypan to Manchester City from Rosenborg over in Norway. So before I do crack on with today's video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Social media links there in the description if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up as well. We're aiming for 300 likes, and also don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below welcoming Sverre Nypan to Manchester City. So Sverre Nypan, 18-year-old central midfielder from Norway. We're bringing him from Rosenborg. The reported fee is £12.5 million as a flat fee. It's believed that there's no bonuses, there's no sell-on fees, there's no clauses included in this deal. It's just straight up cash bringing in Sverre Nypan to Manchester City, one of the hottest prospects on the market right now when it comes to young central midfielders around the globe, not just in Europe. It's around the globe here that we're looking at here. One of the hottest prospects that Manchester City have managed to fend off to bring in. We've had serious competition from Arsenal to bring him in. We know that Aston Villa were believed to be closing in for months on Sverre Nypan. They've not managed to get it over the line. Manchester City have shown a lot of willingness to bring Nypan into the club. So Man City fended off a lot of interest to sign Sverre Nypan. So it's a privilege to have a high-quality young player being brought in to Manchester City. Now, the rumours are suggesting that Sverre Nypan is going to spend the first year of his 5-year contract out on loan somewhere else. We're still awaiting, at the time of me filming this video, further clarification about where that club is going to be for Sverre Nypan to spend the season out on loan. But I'm sure wherever he does end up, it'll be carefully thought out by Manchester City to ensure that progress is being made, and that he will be working his way towards being a first team regular at Manchester City. Now, I know a few of you guys have had some reservations when I've been speaking about Nypan in my daily Manchester City transfer update series, saying that you can just see him ending up like Maximo Perrone, and we have the fear about Claudio Echeverri as well, that once a player ends up on loan, they get stuck in this loan rut, and a loan club ends up being really interested in bringing Nypan in, and Manchester City obviously bringing him in for £12.5 million and putting him on a long-term contract means Man City would be in a very strong position that if he does impress out on loan for a season or two, that we could well sell him on for big profit, which is what we've seen from other high-quality young players available to Manchester City, both players that we've brought in from other clubs and also players that we've brought through our academy as well. And we've seen Man City do this many times. Now, the thing that I'm clinging on to here that's suggesting to me that Nypan could well be a player that's of serious interest to Manchester City's first team, and literally they've not got room for him in the squad for this season, so they're wanting to spend a season out on loan to get his development up and then assess the situation again for him to come to the first team squad. Is also the same reason that people are going to be suggesting that they could see him potentially being sold for profit. It's the length of the contract that we're looking at here. Putting him on a 5-year contract is a whopping contract for a player to be brought in to Manchester City. City only put players on long-term deals when it comes to interest in their first team. They want to keep them here as long as possible, and they want to tie these players down to long contracts. Now, normally when young players are brought in, you're going to be seeing them sign 2, 3, maybe 4-year contracts. So a 5-year contract tells me and suggests to me that we're looking at a first team player here eventually. When that eventually is going to be could be next season, so we're looking at the 2026-2027 season. It could be the season after, once Nypan starts to be 19, 20 years old. And again, just part of this transition that City are looking at in bringing in fresh, high quality young players, in particular in these midfield areas. Now, Nypan's a very tricky customer. He's very good with his ball distribution. His movement both on and off the ball is very good. And he's a player that, for me, can come on leaps and bounds. We're looking here at a player who's got every capability of being a very good central midfielder and an attacking midfielder when it comes to playing in the Premier League. He's been compared a lot to Martin Odegaard over at Arsenal, but obviously both of them being Norwegian internationals. That I think maybe that's where the comparison's coming from here. But we are looking at a player that, for me, would suit Manchester City, and dare I suggest, I think we're just in the long term here looking at what life may look like for Manchester City post Pep Guardiola in the coming 24 months or so, when I sense that Pep Guardiola may be leaving Manchester City, and it's all about having the next generation of players who can create a new spine for Manchester City. So it's very much been following on with the kind of players that Man City for the last 12 months have been bringing in, which is the likes of Vita Hayes, bringing him in from South America, looking at Cody Husinov. We're looking at a couple of players here who are teenagers, early 20s, looking at Claudio Echeverri, looking at Sverre Nypan. These are the kind of players that Man City are targeting. Now, yes, they could well be moved on for big profit for Manchester City, and from a business point of view, it'd make a lot of sense for City to be going down that line, but there's also here the potential of a new spine for Manchester City's team in what City's squad could look like in the long term. I'm not talking in the next 12 months or so, I'm talking life post Pep Guardiola, and I think that's what maybe Man City have got one eye on, and it's certainly a reason why Hugo Viana was brought in as well, not just to bring the average age of the squad down, but to start thinking in the long term about what Man City's squad could look like in the next 4 to 5 years, which would be a reason and suggest why Sverre Nypan's been put onto such a long contract. Now, he's a player that excites me a lot. I'm not expecting Sverre Nypan to come in and to start ripping it up and start being one of the best players in the league and one of the best players at Manchester City. It's going to take a lot of time. I think obviously he's still a young player. He needs to mature. He's going to need a lot of time to be able to really develop and find himself and find his own identity and become a player that he's capable of reaching to. But the fact that Man City are willing to spend so much money, £12.5 million to a Norwegian club, to Rosenborg, to sign a Norwegian player, as well as a very big transfer. It's a top 5 transfers for a player sale in the Norwegian leagues ever. So there's serious money that's been invested, and Man City have obviously seen something about Sverre Nypan that suggests that he's a very good player. And the fact that we're looking at two fantastic teams in both Arsenal and Aston Villa showing serious interest and have pushed Man City all the way before City have managed to beat them to bring Sverre Nypan in suggests exactly the kind of quality that City would be looking for. And this is a lot of effort to go through for Man City to just say in a season or two's time to say, we're going to be selling him and we're going to be looking for profit instead. For me, I think City are looking here long term and a player that we're going to be seeing around the first team squad, or certainly I'm hoping so anyway, because I feel like we're getting towards crunch time when it comes to these young players. We want to be producing and having the very best high quality young players available to us, rather than moving them on for profit and seeing them prosper at another club and leaving a pretty bitter taste in everyone's mouth when we're seeing some of the players that we've had at our club who we've helped develop making it somewhere else, and ultimately if they end up at another Premier League team hurting us. How many young players have played for Manchester City and end up putting in fantastic performances against Manchester City, and it comes back to end up biting us? Yes, I'm looking at the likes of Morgan Rogers here, so we don't want another Morgan Rogers on our hands. We want here a high quality young player who can go out on loan, who can prosper, who can come back to Manchester City, who can make it. And I'm certain Sverre Nypan is capable of doing that, and I really do hope that he will be a player that we'll see in and around the City first team squad sooner rather than later. So, I wanted to warmly welcome Sverre Nypan to Manchester City, City's 5th summer signing in this very busy summer transfer window. I'm wishing him the very best of luck, and I'm sure he'll have a smashing time once he does eventually end up in Manchester and playing for Manchester City as well. And it'll be interesting to see where he does end up on loan at for this upcoming season. So, that has been today's video. If you did enjoy this video, please do leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. Do leave your thoughts in the comments below, including welcoming Sverre Nypan to Manchester City. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. We've got loads of City content coming up over this summer transfer window for you guys to enjoy. You don't want to miss a thing, so do make sure you have subscribed. It is free. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description as well if you want to go and follow me on my Instagram, TikTok and X. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, and I'll see you real soon for the next City transfer video. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope everyone is safe and well. Welcome Sverre Nypan to Manchester City. Peace. Ciao for now.